Hey everybody, welcome to the Teaching and Learning Show. As you can see, we have a different format today, but we have some special guests with us. My name is Chris Combest, Director of Teaching and Learning, and to my left we have Miss Kalina Sean Clemens. She's our current District Teacher of the Year, and we have Miss Jamie Suarez. She is the 2025 Florida Teacher of the Year visiting our campus today. Of course, you know Miss Lee Weatherington Zamora, Superintendent of Schools, and then we have Miss Allie Kennedy, Administrative Assistant for the Teaching and Learning Department. Miss Zamora, we'll turn it over to you.
All right. Well, good morning to everyone. We appreciate you joining us today, and we are honored to have Florida State Teacher of the Year, Miss Jamie Suarez. Okay. And of course, we're honored to also have our Hamilton County District Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Clemens. So I'll start with you, Miss Jamie, if you don't mind. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Super excited to be here. Loving Hamilton County. The welcome was incredible when I got here. But my name is Jamie Suarez. I teach in Hernando County, which for those of you that aren't familiar with Hernando County, it's Weeki Wachee. It's where the mermaids are. I teach middle school math down there. I was born and raised in Hillsborough County, and I taught in Clay County for 9 years. And then the last 3 years I've been down in Hernando. So I've kind of got a full view. I've experienced a lot of Florida. This is my first time to Hamilton County, though, so just excited to be here. I'm married. We just celebrated our 20th year, and we have 2 kids. I have a 15-year-old who is in the marching band at Springstead, his high school, and I have a 7th grader who she cheers. She's 7. She's in 7th grade. She's 12, but I feel like she's going on 18.
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah. But just super excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Ms. Clemens, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Thank you for having us today. I have been in education for 27 years. I was a para for 7 years and then finished my degree and have been teaching for about 20 years. I am married as well, and I have 2 children. They're both grown, and I have a beautiful 2-year-old grandson. I currently teach math and science here in Hamilton County, and most of my years I have taught math and science for 5th grade. So I taught in Osceola County for the big portion of my time, and then moved up here to Hamilton County 4.5 years ago, and I love it. I was definitely made for small town. So I love it here.
So as our reigning District Teacher of the Year, what has been the most exciting thing that you would like to talk about?
The most exciting time that I've had throughout this past year was the opportunities to be on both campuses, to be involved in events on both campuses, and get to meet the amazing educators here in Hamilton. As a classroom teacher, I am in that classroom, those 4 walls, most of my day. And so being able to get out and meet more people, put a face to names and get to know them and become friends with many of them. I am a people person, so making more friends across the county is a win-win for me. So I've enjoyed that.
Ms. Suarez?
Well, it's funny. I will echo that exact same thing. We don't get out of the 4 walls of our classroom, and so this year I get to spend the year kind of going and visiting classrooms, and it has been incredible just to see the amazing instruction that's going on, and just to meet amazing educators. This is a very hardworking profession. I know that teachers all across the state just are working really, really hard, and I think I first experienced that on my team. But then once I had kids and I started seeing them go through different classes, it amazed me to see the amount of work and effort that each grade level was putting into just making school a magical place for my kids. And so that's when I really started just to appreciate the profession, and teachers, just how hard they work. So it's been incredible to now get outside of the classroom and be able to go witness that across the state.
So I don't know if you've watched some of our other episodes, but we did a show with Mr. Patrick Howard. He's coordinator of food service, and we talked about what our recipes for student success were. So could you tell us what your recipe for student success would be? Ms. Suarez, we'll start with you.
Well, okay, so first and foremost, we have to be building those relationships with our students. Students learn and they thrive under teachers that they have made those connections with. Like, that is extremely important. And when a teacher does that, the beauty of it is that the teacher can push the kids harder to be able to achieve more than what the kid actually believes that they are capable of. And it's our job to make sure that they know that we actually believe in them. I can tell you, I have a 15-year-old, which means I'm currently teaching a teenager how to drive a vehicle. He's very nervous about that. And I can tell you, I did not set him up for success his very first year, or his very first time on the road. He was not set up for success. We had been driving in my school's parking lot, and he had been doing that flawlessly. Like, he was just doing a great job with that. And so I thought, okay, we're ready. So we pull out onto the road, and immediately I start realizing, oh my goodness, there's so many rules that I forgot to tell him. Like, I didn't tell him what to do when this happens. And it was a scary moment for all of us. But I can tell you, in my own classroom early on, I did something similar. Like, I was covering standards, but I wasn't covering them to their entire depth. And I wasn't setting my kids up for success. Like, when they had to go take those state assessments, I had been watering down the curriculum. We had just barely been covering them. And so I learned that I needed to get my students out of that parking lot, all of them. Every single one of them can learn. And they all need to get out of that parking lot. And when I did that, the gains that I saw were truly incredible. The Big M, I'm going to do a shout out to that, because if you are a Florida math teacher, oh my goodness, that truly does go over like all the ins and the outs, so that teachers know, like, this is what I'm supposed to be covering, just to better set our students up for that success.
I think one of the components, very much like what Jamie said, was building that relationship and having someone in your corner and someone to support you. I'm going to steal Rita Pearson's quote, if anybody has watched her on a TED Talk, Rita Pearson. And I think she said it best when she said that every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, someone who understands the power of the connection, what you were talking about, and insists that they become the best that they can be. I had one of those, my 4th grade teacher, Miss Cook, and she loved me unconditionally, even when I was talking all the time. She pushed me to be the best that I could be. And my first year teaching, I wound up teaching in the classroom that connected to her. She had since gotten married, so I did not recognize her right off the bat, because obviously that was a long time ago. And I told this story at a staff meeting, and she tapped me on the shoulder and said, and I just cried and cried and cried. And, it all came full circle, and there she was. And so I think that connection, and knowing that letting them know, I'm here for you, I'm your champion, is super important.
Well, thank you guys for being here to commemorate your visit to the Teaching and Learning Show. You each get a special Hamilton County School District microphone.
This is going on my podium.
That's right.
Thank you, Ms. Clemens, Mr. Flores, for being on our show today and for visiting us. We're so happy that you're here. And we will see you all next time on the Teaching and Learning Show. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye, everybody.
concept as a blueprint, this organization was established to celebrate the achievements and the accomplishments of you, our current and retired teachers of the year. As leaders in our profession, we must stay informed of best teaching practices by creating a strong support network for instructional staff within our school district. By elevating our profession and by building upon the skill sets of our current leaders, we can promote mentorship, opportunities, and positively impact teacher retention rates and instructional best practices. We are the epitome of excellence in education. Standing in this room is decades of experience, and we have been and will continue to be the shining light of Hamilton County in the state of Florida. It is now our challenge to elevate the rest of our district and continue to strive for the success of all of our students. As your superintendent of schools and a former teacher of the year, I ask, do you accept this challenge? Yes! I can't hear you. Do you accept this challenge? Yes!